Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Wisdom Vacuum. Today we have our hosts, Joshua Cosby.
Hi.
And Logan Bird. Say hi, Logan.
Hi. This is so wrong, dude.
Why were you giggling immediately?
This is like very Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type voice.
It was just, I was so thrown off by the voice. It made me feel icky.
Good morning,
I didn't know how to
Starshine.
feel about it.
The Earth says hello.
The Earth says hello.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get into our weeks. What have you done this week, Josh?
I always forget that I have to think about this and remember what I did during the week. Nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I just worked.
Yeah. Nothing. Let's go.
It was a good week, wasn't it?
I didn't really do anything. The most notable thing that I did all week is we got our tractor back from the shop, so I can do tractor work now instead of just doing it all by hand. And I played D&D earlier today, and that was the most notable parts of my week.
And Logan, you didn't do anything?
If I did anything, I don't remember if I did it or not.
That's what happens to me. I
don't
remember.
I went to work and I did call Josh earlier this week. Shout out, Josh. Is that like the first time I've ever called you?
I think so.
I think it is. I've known Josh for
when you
years.
did it felt weird, and I couldn't figure out why it felt so weird. I think it's because we've never actually talked just over the phone.
I think that was the first time because we've talked over Discord real late at night.
We've texted.
And we've texted, and we've snapped, we sent pictures to each other. I have never called you.
Yeah.
And so I was calling Josh.
We shared a moment.
Paid. We did. We shared. It was a sweet little moment. I'm getting paid by the owners of my company that I work for to go over there. I just gleeked all over my laptop. That was crazy. To go shoot invasive ground squirrels on their property. And I did that for 2 days. And in 2 days, I shot 38. The first day I shot 20. The second day I shot 18. And yes, there's a spot on your shirt, Josh.
I think I dripped some of my tea on there. How come every time we're on the podcast I see something on my shirt?
And so the second day I shot 18 and a gopher. So that's the most exciting thing that happened to me this past week. So that's
pretty sick.
It's kind of planning for the fourth meeting coming up next week. We're going to have a party. We're going to have fun.
And you, the viewers, will get to enjoy a small part of it.
Small part. I don't know. We might make it a 30-minute video.
Listen, we're going to have so much fun. There's only so much we can share with you, okay?
Yep.
It's not our fault you can't be there. If you were true fans and came to the Oregon 4th, then you could share it with us.
It's like an episode throughout the whole weekend.
It's one continuous episode that we could all share together.
Yeah.
And it's even more interesting because you get to see us interact with other people besides just us three and a guest. We're sometimes some hooligans. We're kind of crazy.
Much more awkward.
Yeah, we're much more awkward in person than on camera.
Dude, if you come to 4th, I'll cook you breakfast.
Generally, the girls take over anyway.
What would you?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Last 4th,
there's separate mornings.
Me and Levi ran the grill every single morning last 4th of July. Don't you remember?
Every morning, there's supposed to be like a young woman's morning and then a young man's morning for making breakfast.
Yeah, young ladies.
How it was for us, yes, the young ladies would handle like all the stuff that goes on the table, but specifically running the Blackstone, the stovetop. Me and Levi did it every morning for that meeting.
It was
fun.
Couldn't trust women with hot stuff.
It's just what we ended up doing. So
See,
if you come to 4th, all I'm saying is there's a decent chance I'll end up making your breakfast.
Wait, so what did
See,
you actually cook?
They had us doing bacon, sausage, flapjacks,
Flapjacks.
pancakes.
Okay. Is that what you call it? On like a day-to-day basis?
If you grew up with people
so
saying
yes,
it, you
I
say
do
it that
call
way.
them flapjacks, and I think it's specifically because I use the Kodiak
protein
mix,
yeah.
but they
They're
call it
flapjacks.
they call it protein flapjack. So I think I've just kind of adopted the phrase because of how often I eat those.
I've always said pancakes, but then McDonald's calls them hot cakes.
So I did say pancakes before I started getting Kodiak, and it's just like trained me to say flapjacks now. Also, I think there is technically a distinction between pancakes and flapjacks depending on what you're cooking them in, but I don't remember what it is.
Is it pan or grill or something? Or not grill?
I don't remember.
You know.
Okay.
But either way, yeah, come to Oregon 4th instead. Have a good time.
Yeah. Jacob, how was your week?
What was that?
I was trying not to giggle, okay?
Fine. Just worked.
And just so the viewers know, we were gonna do a cinnamon roll date, just so Jacob doesn't complain about it again. We were gonna do a cinnamon roll date today.
Well, you're obligated.
But Jacob and I have both agreed. I gave him the option that tomorrow, after services, he's coming over to my place. Actually, we're going to Fred Meyer after services tomorrow because I need to go get butter and cinnamon rolls. And we're going to have a cinnamon roll date. That is going to be our lunch. And we're both going to take a nap. And then we're going to move on with the day. He's going to go home and we're probably going to play video games after that. Probably. That's probably how it's going to go. So, cinnamon roll date is happening. So next week, you guys will hear about that.
Personally, I was excited to see it on the podcast, but in order for you guys to...
It's hard. It's very hard to do.
Well, it wouldn't have been hard to do. I don't think it would have been hard to do because you guys could have set up just a small table where you have all your things with a camera pointing at the table and the mic right in the center. And I think it would have turned out okay. But it also takes away from some of the enjoyment of you guys just having your date with no pressure. So yeah. I think it's good.
Never want to be pressured in on a date. Take no for an answer.
Yeah, you don't want your date to be recorded on camera. You'll be nervous about it the whole time.
True. Okay.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Our date.
What? Yeah. What's going on in our week or in the coming week?
Yeah. I get the. Yep.
Well, I've just been planning for 4th of July.
Josh, quit looking at your phone.
I might have been looking at your picture.
Okay. Questions?
You guys have to look at them. I can't look at them. I'm recording.
Oh, that's right. We have to... Wait, no, you have a second screen. Shut up. You can absolutely
I'm recording with Discord, and I have to use Discord to look at the questions.
Oh. Wait, did you pull up your phone? That's what you did before. Yeah, that's what you did last time.
Do.
Hey, shut up.
Okay.
Okay.
I also forgot to set a timer.
So next time, because I got in trouble with my dad. So for those of you who saw the one with dad with the phone call, my dad said next time, don't just say, "Hey, you're on the podcast," and then.
We need to just let him say what he's going to say?
No. He's like, actually, I need more context or something like that. He's like, there needs to be more. So one of these days, whenever it's earlier in the day instead of 10:30 at night, whenever we're recording this, I'm going to call my dad and be like, hey, you're on the podcast. We have some questions for you. So we need the audience and our hosts to think of some questions for my dad so that I can call him and just ask him questions and have him answer them on the podcast.
Dude, we need to make your dad our phone a friend. Like if there's a question we can't come to an agreement on, we need to just be like,
we phone a friend.
We need to ask Logan.
We can't do it. We film at like midnight.
Yeah.
Well, we're a little late tonight, but
we really need to start doing them earlier in the day so that if anything fun arises, like my dad calling, then we can put it on the kid.
Typically, we have been lately, but this is a little late, and it's kind of my fault. I had other things that I was doing today that didn't.
Yeah, he
let
has
us
other
start
friends
as early as normal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can move on with questions now. I forgot that I had to add that.
The reason I was giggling is because I just saw your picture, Josh.
I forgot that was there. What?
Your picture you sent.
Oh, that one.
I was like, you screenshotted the picture I sent you.
You're
Who are you
very
sending
young.
this to? Yes, it's a good picture.
Hold on, let me get to questions.
Yeah, why are you looking at your text? You're supposed to be looking at
Because
questions.
it was on my phone. I didn't look at it yet.
Josh, just feel important.
Wait, you didn't look at it yet. You said you replied to it. You said, I remember that, Josh. Oh, wait, no, that was Logan that said that. Disregard.
All right, questions.
All right. The first one comes from Adeline, and she asks, why do men think it's okay to be blonde?
It's not okay. It's absolutely not okay.
I love this question.
Wait, are we talking dyed blonde?
I think
No,
just in
just
general.
born.
Yeah.
If you
It's
are
not
blonde,
okay,
you should
Jacob.
change it. I'm
You
not.
need to change your hair.
Jake,
I
I was gonna
really
say,
that
Jacob, aren't
blonde?
you're kind of blonde.
Yeah, it's
It's not very blonde.
Yeah, that's dirty blonde.
it's very dirty. Yeah, you're good. We'll accept you for who you are.
The Aryan Brotherhood would they'd be okay with it.
Huh.
Wait, what color are your eyes? Get close.
Let me see them closer. What? You know what color? We've done this before. Not that long ago.
Have we?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if you remember, I couldn't tell what color your eyes were because you don't have the lighting. Oh, they are brown.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing it was because I was pointing the light in my face where you could see it really well.
Oh yeah, I can see that really well.
It's not happening right now for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that great. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Never
can
mind.
you see
It's
your
not working.
screen, Josh?
Oh yeah, it's not that bad.
Oh, this one. Well,
Hold on, I want to see.
wow.
Quit.
Oh, your face does get noticeably brighter when I shine the light on my face.
I have terrible lighting.
Yeah, this is my I just turned my lamp upside down because it's multifunctional. This is my mic stand and also my my lighting. It's very nice.
Okay, this.
I don't think there's a problem with men being blonde. The only problem with men being blonde is I think men being blonde, the blonde men are usually kind of little jerks.
Oh, well, what about women?
Dumb.
What about them?
What about
Blondes are
blonde
dumb.
women?
Blonde
Dumb.
women? I have 2 blonde sisters. Enough said.
Okay, I have a question. Josh, I mean this with all respect. This is a science experiment. Are you ready?
Hold on. I don't like how you set this question up.
remember the
Given
end
the
of last
context of the
episode?
previous
Hold on.
episode,
Yeah,
yes.
remember.
Given the previous
remember,
context,
Remember whenever you found out that Logan has the hots for Josh's sister? Remember that exact moment? You were like, I didn't know this story. I was shocked. I don't want to hide anything from you ever again.
you liked her because she was blonde.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Where is this going?
No. That kind of sounded rude.
If that's not where it's going, I have no idea.
No. You have 2 blonde sisters.
Yes.
Is it true that blondes are dumb?
See, I feel like this might be a correlation. I feel like this might be a correlation does not
You didn't
equal
just say
causation thing. They're not the smartest, but I feel every brother probably feels that way about his sisters.
But you do think
honestly.
hair color is connected to IQ?
I didn't say that at all.
Well, you said they're not the smartest, so
You know what I will say? When I was young, I was blonde. Until I was probably 10 years old, I was blonde headed.
oh,
So you started
And
getting
then-
smarter around 10 years old.
I was stupid.
See them.
That's all I'm gonna say. When I was blonde, I was real dumb. I didn't know the things I know now, and now I have brown hair.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to be blonde, and then mine switched to brown, which means there was a
no,
transition.
you weren't.
Where I got a picture.
Okay.
Dude, I got a picture of me the first day of kindergarten, and I'm blonde headed, and I look like a little crackhead. My eyes
like
are
a
so
picture
red.
of Logan with frosted tips.
Bro.
No,
Backstreet Boy Logan.
Even in my baby book, like that, my biological mother had written.
What you mean, like when you were born? That's not what I mean.
No,
dude, everyone has different.
No,
dude,
I have a
niece,
picture of whenever I was like 5 or 6, where my hair was transitioning from blonde to light brown, and you can see it.
Your hair's a tranny.
I'm just, yeah.
We'll just say yeah and move on. It's June, Jacob. You got to tone that one down.
Hey,
I just saw another picture.
I'm just pointing out that he was inclusive.
Oh wait, is it the other picture?
It's Stefan taking a picture of you.
Oh, the Omni-Man pose.
All right,
Josh.
we can move on with the next question. I have to scroll pretty far back.
Well, this next question.
Oh, I found it.
I don't know if we answered the question, to be honest, but I don't know what the answer is.
I don't know. I can't. There's so much glare.
I think that's just like the lighting.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. But
that's definitely you.
Yeah, you can tell on the sides, it's still like that light blondish, and then coming down, and you can tell where it's starting to turn brown on top.
That's kind of what mine did.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, he was blonde. No, it was like this weird blonde brownish. It was very, very, very dirty. But
I think it's probably normal for guys that end up being brown headed.
Yeah, because now my hair is just super dark brown.
Don't laugh at that, Jacob. I saw that.
All right, next question. Next question.
You're not getting away with that.
This next question is correlated to the first one. Luke asked. Luke asks, is it gay for a dude to get highlights?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
I can't even think of if I've ever known someone who's got highlights before.
I know somebody who had highlights.
Are they gay?
They're close. You know, it's very, very close. It's just, I think dudes need to stick with their natural hair color. I think women should stick with their natural hair color. I think it's great. Just do whatever, but especially dudes. If women dye their hair, it seems more like
that's like if you wear makeup as a dude.
So I don't know. I think
there's a lot of California dudes that wear makeup.
Dyeing your hair is one thing if it's for like just the sake of being spontaneous. Like if you want to go and dye your hair green when you're 16 because it'd be neat.
Okay, when you're young, like okay. I guess whenever you're younger, I can be like, yeah, sure. They're kids.
Yeah.
They want to be fun. But whenever you get older, no.
If you're 26 and getting highlights, it's like, all right, you're a grown man. Come on.
I think if you're 18, 17, 18 getting highlights, I think it's like, dude, why are you gay?
Well, who else are we going to point and laugh at?
Well, if you're...
You got a point, brother. You got a point.
If you're 26 and getting highlights, you better have like a fashion hobby or something. Like you better be really into clothing. Right? You better be really into your clothing brands and everything.
Unless I'm not.
Yes.
Next question.
Yeah. Adeline asks, thoughts on other church member podcast? Example, 4 peas in a podcast, A Talking Tree, Corn Fed and Confused.
Never listened to
I've listened to any of these.
I've actually been meaning to go and listen to these because we've had people suggest that we bring some of the members of these other podcasts on for us. So far, I have not listened to any of them, but I have listened to some of Adeline's. I think I've listened to the first 3 episodes of Adeline's podcast.
I've listened to the Talking Tree, but it didn't last very long. I've listened to Corn-Fed and Confused. That's the one I actually like. But they have not posted in a while.
Who owns these channels? Who are the hosts of these channels?
Talking Tree is Clay Faber. And
that's the only one I know
Caleb,
because it's been suggested.
Caleb, I don't remember his last name. Corn-Fed and Confused is like, it's like several cousins. I don't remember their names. All of their names.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Either way, I think we should probably let's not check this question off because
we should
listen to these podcasts at some point to support our fellow podcasters.
Well, I have. You have not.
I've listened to Adeline's. I haven't listened to these other ones.
I don't listen to.
Time where you make an excuse where you say you don't listen to podcasts.
Also,
no, I do.
Why were Luke and Mason making fun of this question?
Because it's the only podcast you need is this one right here.
That's fair.
No, we'll go check them out, Adeline. We'll go check them out. See how I'm not hating on you this video. We'll go check them out, maybe, and we'll give you an actual review on it. I feel like I'm about to have a bloody nose. My nose is starting to tingle.
You're not allowed.
Is that like your spidey senses?
You just see blood start dripping during podcasts.
Ignore it.
Does that mean you're using your special mind powers?
What are your mind powers?
If I had
like Stranger Things, if you had one of the like how they have like each individual thing, what would your little quirky power be?
What would my little quirky power be?
Mm-hmm.
Convincing people that I was at work whenever I wasn't actually at work so that I could still get paid for doing no work.
So then they would just think, oh, Logan was at work today, and then see that nothing actually got done. So they would think, yes, he was at work. No, he didn't do anything. We should fire him.
That actually sounds like a pretty normal week for me.
Okay. Just confirming.
What's the difference?
Oh no. Well, next question. Stephen Smith asks, what would you do to a clone version of your fellow co-hosts?
Listen, we've got to keep it PG here. There's some questions that in good faith we just can't answer. I'm sorry.
No, we can answer.
I can go fishing with 2 Joshes.
Is that what we're calling it?
You don't even go fishing with
No, if I had a clone version of my co-host, I would just kidnap them and bring them to me so that I can have a Logan and Jacob here.
But they would be like miniature.
Dude. Little pocket Logan? Well, I mean, Logan's kind of already little pocket.
He's already
Logan,
pocket sized.
Hey, I may not be snack size, but I'm fun size.
Listen, we haven't got a Logan short joke in yet.
Isn't that the same? Just different words.
No, snack size are the ones that are like this big.
Well, snack size
are the ones.
Snack size is a pouch. Fun size is like a bar, right?
No,
I think the fun size are
like
this
snack
big.
size.
The snack size are this big.
Or maybe I'm getting that confused.
Yeah,
the only thing
the
that does
fun
a pouch
size
is M&Ms.
Yeah, the fun size are like
no,
the
like
1 inch by 1 inch
Skittles or
squares.
M&Ms or like any loose
Yeah,
candy.
we're talking about candy. We're talking about candy bars.
Yeah, snack. So you have full size, snack, full size, snack size, and then the 1 inch by 1 inch
Okay.
bars
okay. Logan's the fun size.
are the smaller ones.
Logan's the
We
fun
can
size.
see what Logan thinks is full size now.
Dude, I got a candy bar like a month ago.
And no, it's king
Just like-
size. King size.
King size are the really big ones.
King size is the big one, dude.
Yeah, that's the
I
best
got
one.
a peanut butter Snickers. I remember them being
I didn't
bigger.
know
The
they made-
economy is going down. Okay, I remember them being a bit bigger, and I realized this is a lot smaller than I thought. Or maybe I used to be a lot smaller. Well, yes, I used to be a lot smaller, but
Dude, these looked huge when I was 5.
yeah.
Well, they actually have a word for that. It's called shrinkflation. It's instead of bringing the prices up, they bring the portion size down
Absolutely.
for charging
Yeah.
the same amount.
I agree with
more.
that 100%.
Dude, I haven't had like a straight candy bar in so long. It was probably
You look
2
like
months
you
ago.
have.
What? What happened?
You know what? You don't get to hear my candy bar story now.
I was
Jacob's not paying attention at all.
reading the next question. I didn't know what happened. I looked away for 2 seconds.
Why were you reading the next question? We're not
You
there
can
yet.
just wait.
Okay, let's read the question.
Josh, and I'll catch you up. Josh was saying, I haven't had a straight candy bar. Looking at me so sad right now. I haven't had a straight candy bar in a while. And while he was still talking, I just said, it looks like you have. And then he just stopped and didn't want to tell the story.
Oh,
It's a Josh,
Oh,
continue.
obese
We
Josh
want to
joke.
hear.
No, let's be honest. I look like I live off of candy bars. It's okay.
yes.
Someone will love me.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we love you.
It was like 2 months ago, and I had a Snickers for the first time in so long. I forgot what they tasted like, and it was so good.
Yeah, generally you're kind of a
Snickers?
Reese's guy, aren't you?
I don't
No,
like
see,
Snickers.
Reese's. I like a Reese's
What
every
did-
now and
I,
again.
I thought you just said Reese's.
Reese's.
Did you say Reese's?
I might have said Reese's.
You definitely
actually.
said Reese's.
That's
You know
his-
Reese's.
That's the plural of Reese's.
Reese's.
Reese's. I've not been a huge Reese's guy since I was a kid, when just overly sweet was great and the best thing in the world. Now, if I'm looking for peanut butter, peanut M&Ms. Oh,
Yeah, I like them.
dude,
That's not
peanut
butter.
M&Ms. No, if I'm looking for like a peanut flavor,
Oh, I thought you
peanut
said
M&Ms.
butter.
No,
Yeah,
no.
good.
Peanut butter. I don't really have a favorite peanut butter candy. If you're gonna offer me something that has a peanut flavor of any kind, peanut M&Ms are so good, dude.
What
I'll tear through a bag of those.
I bet
I
you would.
love
You're going for the
peanut
family
butter.
size, aren't you?
Dude, I got Joseph's birthday is the same birthday as mine, so we'll have a joint party at James's house sometimes. And for 2 years now, I've got him the big family size Costco bag of peanut M&Ms because he loves peanut M&Ms.
Oh.
But this year, I ate most of it and
I
had to
know.
go buy him a new bag.
we were playing games and I would just like hear a bag noise and crunching and like, are you eating Joseph's
Oh,
M&Ms
yeah.
again? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't tell Joseph what it was, but we would be in a like a voice call while we're playing a game, and he would hear like the of me grabbing M&Ms and crunching them, and he'd be like, "What is that?" I'd be like, "Your birthday present," not tell him what it was.
Are you eating Joseph's present again? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, I would do unspeakable things to my co-hosts if I had clones. End quote.
Was at the bottom line. Okay, the next question is from Luke. Is there a food that is best prepared in the microwave compared to all other methods of preparation? If not, which food comes closest? Best prepared in a microwave. I have maybe a couple answers for this.
I don't know.
I feel there has to be one. I'm just not going to be able to think of it right now.
I haven't made a ton of food in the microwave in a while. That's an interesting question. I just use, but he said made. He didn't say reheat. So that's like
Best prepared.
Ramen.
No, that's the thing. I've made ramen on the stove pot many times. A
I
stove
would
top
rather
many
have
times.
ramen
Is
It's
than
better.
on
that
the stove.
better than the microwave?
I
Yes.
think it is.
How does that make it better?
I think the higher temp, you can get it to a much higher temperature on the stovetop, and I think it cooks it better. You can't get water to boiling in a microwave.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I got it.
Can you?
Yes.
Oh. Well, you probably have to cook it so long it would make the noodles terrible.
I had to think about it. I haven't gotten them in a while. There are these little mini, I think they're El Monterey,
Tacos?
little mini tacos.
Oh,
And they are so like this is just my opinion.
they're better
Well,
than
what-
if you cooked them in the oven.
Yes, to me they are, because whenever I put them in the oven, they're crunchy and all the grease just kind of goes away. But whenever I put them in the microwave, all the grease is going to sound so gross. All the grease comes out and just kind of sits on it, and it's soft, and it
Oh,
reminds
you
me.
like that?
Marinate in it.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Jack in the Box tacos. After you take the first bite, it's no longer crunchy throughout that taco. It's just like a soft,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
you like
the-
that gooey, disgusting microwave
yes.
taco.
And I could just throw a whole one in my mouth and be just a fat pig for like a solid
No.
5 minutes.
I'm gonna say tentatively because I know there's something that I'm not thinking of. But most of the time, the only thing that makes a food best prepared in the microwave is when you want it now.
No. This is taste better coming from the microwave.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's not going to taste better. The only way that microwave can be better for most things is if you want it now.
There
If
has to be
expediency is
something.
the goal,
Hot Pocket.
that's what I'm saying tentatively because there's something. No, Hot Pocket, you put them in the oven and they're better. If you put them in the microwave, they come out gooey and disgusting,
Yeah.
which is fine if that's what you
Well,
want.
some people like gooey and disgusting.
Yeah, see, it's okay.
Me.
The problem with
You are
also
what
the
you
problem
eat.
with microwave. The problem with microwave with the Hot Pocket is you're microwaving it for speed, but then when you microwave it, you're either going to get it way too hot to eat for like half an hour, or you're going to get it still half frozen.
So whenever somebody asks you if you nuked something, you mean that literally? Why is it staying hot for half an hour? How long are you putting things in the microwave
Okay, it's
for?
an exaggeration, all right?
I'm like, I've never.
How would
like,
you know if
put-
something hot for a half hour out of the microwave? You don't take
Yeah.
stuff out of the microwave. You forget about it for 2 days.
All right, listen, I've done that a couple times. You do it too, okay?
No.
Wait,
Yes,
what
you
did
do.
say?
You literally told me you've done that.
I forgot
I-
a Taco
I've
Bell
done
can
it.
go in the
Maybe
microwave
not-
for 2 months.
Yeah, see?
I've done it,
I've
but it's
probably
it's not
done that
as
like 3 times.
frequent. No. It's not as frequent as you do it.
I've done that like maybe 3 times. I'll forget about it for a couple hours, and then when I go to eat something, I'm like,
You
wait,
were
I think
trying
food
to
earlier.
make
That's
tea
still in
for
the microwave.
like 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah, you just said 2 days. Also, that had nothing to do with the microwave.
Let me clarify.
so-
I had
What if we switched it to like several hours?
Okay, then maybe, yeah.
Okay.
okay.
I
I had
a few times.
you do that too, though. It's pretty frequently you're like, oh yeah, I made taquitos, and it's been half an hour later. Yeah.
I didn't forget. I was not. Let me clarify. Whenever I left that burrito in the microwave for 2 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, you guys didn't catch
Well, how
that the
often are you
first
using
time,
your
did you?
microwave? Every 2
Most of the
months.
time, most of the time, whenever I cook a meal, I cook it on the stove that night, and I meal prep and I eat stuff at work. So if I'm cooking, most of the time I'm just using the stovetop. What it was is I had Taco Bell and had a leftover burrito that I wasn't gonna finish. So I'm like, I just put it in the microwave for later, just so that it didn't get like cold and all weird in the refrigerator. So I put it in the microwave for a few hours, thinking I was gonna eat it for dinner. Forgot about it, and it was in there for 2 months. Crazy thing is, only the tortilla molded just a little bit, and it still smelled like Taco Bell. So I don't know what that says about Taco Bell food. But yeah,
Okay.
That's genuinely crazy. 2 months.
it was probably
How
about
did you
2
not
months.
smell it at any point?
That's what I'm saying. It didn't smell. It was still in the wrapper.
The closest thing I've done to that is I've lost like just a normal Taco Bell bean burrito in my floorboard
What?
and forgotten it was there.
You're saving it for later in your floor?
Okay. Let me teach you something about my childhood. We would go hunting up in the mountains.
You were abused.
And back then we lived in Manteca, and we would have to drive through Oakdale to get to the mountains. And in Oakdale, it used to be that the Taco Bell there was a 24-hour Taco Bell. So we'd be driving up the hill at like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And for the whole day, we would stop off in Escalon and get donuts at the really nice donut shop we liked. There's some Korean people, they make really good donuts. And then we would stop at the, I don't know why, but it seems like every Korean donut shop is next to a Korean meat shop. That's just a thing that happens for some reason. Anyways, that's beside the point. We would stop off and get donuts, and then we would stop off and we would get like 10 of the just basic bean and cheese burritos from Taco Bell. And that was our hunting food for the day.
With the red sauce.
It just has the red sauce on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The ones with the red sauce, yeah.
Yeah. Not the Supremes. The Supremes, you have to eat the Supremes pretty soon. You can't leave them for the rest of the day. So now I also have this weird thing about like a 2-hour-old bean burrito. Once the beans aren't so runny anymore and they've started to set just a little bit, it's just something about that reminds me of my childhood. But what I'm saying is, when I go up to the hills by myself, I still do that. I'll just get a couple bean burritos. And this one time, I somehow missed one, and it ended up in my floorboard.
You weren't counting how many burritos you had?
I got more than I wanted.
You look
and
like
I had
you count
other
your
food.
burritos. Sorry.
Or don't.
Is this just the Josh's Fat episode?
You were making fun of me for being short. I'm hitting you hard tonight.
I said one thing.
I'm hitting
Give me
you hard
one.
tonight.
All right. Josh is fat. Get it.
You're not that fat. But where do you live?
Oh, Josh is a big boy. Where do I live?
What?
I had something set up and it did not work out. I was gonna ask, where do you live?
Where do you
You're
live?
like, what? And I'm like, obesity. City.
You should stop talking
It was
now.
so dumb. It was so dumb. Continue. Bean burritos, floorboard.
Either way,
hunting.
I lost a bean burrito in the floorboard between the seat and the center console, and it sat there for like a week. But it didn't. It just dried out. The tortilla dried out. The inside started to dry out. It didn't mold or anything. So
it was still good, and I ate it.
It did. It turned into a really big taquito, basically.
So you made it appetizing in your mind.
I found it and I was like, wow, this surprisingly didn't make an absolute mess of everything.
And how was it?
So I didn't eat it.
It was just a really big taquitos.
I thought about it. I might have thought about it, but no. Anyways, that was a far more long, drawn out story than it needed to be.
Next question.
And it's Logan's fault for calling me fat.
Hey. Next question.
See, if you're gonna make fun of me for being fat, I can throw it right back at you and make you feel bad for calling me fat.
Oh, I don't feel bad about that. I feel stupid for my joke. I'm just embarrassed for myself.
That was dumb.
Next question.
You should. That was real stupid.
I know. And I realized it whenever Josh even went, what? Like, he didn't go,
You didn't set it up. You just said
it would have been a good joke with the proper setup.
And that's where I fail, is like, I try to set something up and then I'm like, I was going to set this up, and then I continue the joke anyways. All right, so next question.
Okay.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it, buddy.
Well,
We're not gonna work on it.
Josh had a question of...
I did?
Yeah. What's a weird smell that you like?
Oh, no! I had a smell in mind when I was doing this. What was the smell?
I have a lot.
Oh no! When I asked this, I had like a specific smell. I was like, man, it's really weird that I want.
Paige?
I had one.
I mean, gasoline. Gasoline's just a go-to. It's like,
Gasoline.
I have a story,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I can share this. And
Okay.
I just recently told my mom about it. She'll watch the podcast. And before I say this, don't ever try this.
Sharpies.
Don't ever do
Sharpies.
it.
Sharpies.
I do like the smell of Sharpies, but I ruined the smell of gas for myself because I love the smell of gas. And somebody once told me, again, don't ever try this. Don't be dumb like me. Somebody once told me, if you inhale gas and hold it into your lungs, you'll black out. Like you'll pass out.
Well,
Something weird will happen. It's kind of true.
Well,
Your vision
yes.
starts to go very blurry, and you tend to get really dizzy, and your vision kind of just blackens a bit. And so I ruined the smell of gas. But gas used to be my favorite smell. A freshly printed, never been touched book. I love the smell of that paper.
Oh,
Like, it's
dude!
just the smell
If you
of
can
paper.
find
What?
It has
fresh
to have
printed
like the
money.
stiff.
Oh, money.
Yeah.
fresh
or
printed
money.
dollar bills smell so good.
Yeah. Before it's been handled by people. Yeah.
Mm.
Just a feeling of
Dude.
crisp money. Whenever you go to the ATM, you pull out
When it's
some Benjamins, and it comes out
It's got-
stiff, and it's not all wrinkly. Oh, it feels
Got
like you're
that
even
texture
richer.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell it's been counterfeited. It's great.
Dude, I wish I could remember the smell. What was it?
Like,
I think I even asked you guys about it already.
I don't think so.
I'm
I don't
pretty
remember.
sure I came in on VC once and I was like, what's some weird smells you guys like? And then I decided it needed to be the podcast question.
I
I'm so
somewhat
sorry.
remember that, but I don't know if it was that
I
question.
don't know.
I'm so sorry. I should have remembered this.
Yeah, it's mostly smells. Or what was the question? Weird smells. Yeah, it's mostly smells that you shouldn't smell.
Oh,
One,
Oh, Logan's thinking about one.
I have a few.
He's trying not to show a smile on camera right now.
this is the perk of wearing a hat. I could just tilt
Yep,
down and just
yep.
grin.
I know. I see you do it all the time. Dude, I want to remember the one because
one ones I can think of right now
Oh.
is like gas and Sharpies.
Lacquer thinner. That's a good smell.
It's the same.
I like that one. It has a different smell than
Dude,
gas
if
does. It's a lot
bleach-
sharper.
If bleached, it wasn't.
Bleach is kind of nice.
Bro.
Bleach is kind of nice.
It's kind of like soda for your nose.
What? That just clicked in my head. It's kind of like soda for your nose.
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
like well, it's like
Have you been
fizzy.
snorting bleach?
It's like McDonald's
No.
Sprite, but for
Yeah,
your nose.
it's like spicy
So
air.
you're saying it's like a soda burp, but
Continuous.
you just choose when it happens.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take.
Okay, I don't know if this is weird or not, but sometimes whenever somebody's drinking a soda, like I do remember at one point my girlfriend was drinking a soda and it was Dr. Pepper, and she burped. And I think I was sitting next to her and I smelled the burp. And I'm like, was that Dr. Pepper? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that smelled pretty good. I think it's weird to think that somebody's burp smells good. But whenever somebody's drinking something and they burp and I can smell what they're drinking, I'm like, yeah, it smells fine.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean it's just
I don't
food.
know if
Unless they
that's
have a really
weird or not.
smelly
Was-
stomach acid,
Was
it's
this
not
your
that big a
idea
deal.
of flirting?
She doesn't watch the podcast unless
Hey
I tell
girl,
her to.
I like your burps, girl.
Girl, you so fine. Your burp smell nice.
That burp smell good.
Yeah, try that on
Want my
somebody.
number?
Hey yo, you burp with that mouth? Dude, that's what was the smell I was thinking of?
Scent eliminator for hunting. I think it smells nice.
Think of it.
It smells pretty good. Clorox bleach wipes.
That's bleach.
Just the original. Yeah, but it doesn't just smell like bleach. It has a different smell to it.
Are they scented?
No, it's just like the
You know what,
plain.
viewers? Share your weird smell that you like in the comments down below. Share your weird smell that really it's like a guilty pleasure. You sniff it, and you're like, ooh, I shouldn't like that, but you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
This is gonna be really embarrassing for me. But
I think I know what it is.
all right.
Are you a fart
So
sniffer?
whenever I was no
A what?
a fart sniffer.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Whenever I was
Just making
younger
sure.
and BO was just beginning to be a thing,
Oh, this is
I
worse.
used
Never
to
mind.
think that BO smelled like coconut. And
Coconut? That's a weird one.
it's weird, isn't it? And
Just say you
I
like
remember
it.
being like
Don't try
7 or 8.
Don't try to sugarcoat it with.
No, I used to think it was coconut, and I used to be like
No,
7
you
or
like
8.
sweaty men.
And I hope my dad listens to this so that he understands. I've been a businessman ever since I was younger. I was like 7 or 8, and body odor was just becoming a thing, and I thought it smelled like coconut. And this one kid, he was like, I like the smell of your deodorant. And I'm like, yeah, it's a limited edition. It's like special spices and stuff like that. And what it was is my dad had just given me like a small little tube of deodorant. And I'm like, it has coconut in it because I thought my BO smelled like coconut. I sold this kid a little bottle of deodorant like this big for $20. That was maybe worth like $3. All because I
The
like the smell of my BO and I
margins are
thought it smelled
crazy.
like coconut.
Little entrepreneur.
It was like a drug deal in an elementary school bathroom. He was like, "You got it?" And I'm like, "I got the deodorant." And I just passed it off and got $20 from him.
That's
I hope
crazy.
my dad isn't disappointed in me. Yeah, I think he should be like, the kid's dumb, but he's got skill. Okay, next question.
I'm gonna remember what the smell was later, and it's gonna. I'll, next episode, if I remember, we're gonna come back to this because it was something specific that I had in mind with that question.
Okay.
I need to start taking notes.
This question is asked by Adeline. Under what circumstances will you kick someone?
Any and all.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I mean,
Starting to sound like it's if you're a woman, but
To who? Who said anything that sounded like it was a woman?
oh no, I meant
kick women.
Well, when I meant that, I meant kick her from the
Talk about
Discord.
Kicking. Yeah, okay, kicking in the online sense. I understand.
Oh, okay. Next.
Now, actual kicking. Yeah,
You know who's a kicker? You know who's a big kicker?
Probably
Luke Goad.
Okay. Yeah.
Luke
What does that
Goad
mean?
has always been. He's always been a kicker. If you do something to upset him, he might. He might like try and punch you in the shoulder.
Boots on that will.
No. Even just when he was a
effective.
kid, he wasn't much. He was a little bit of a puncher, but he was always a kicker. You know how everyone had their little kid thing, like some kids were biters, some kids were kickers.
Slapped, punched, kicked. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke was a kicker.
Just wasn't violent and scary.
I had to be violent and scary.
You were. You just don't remember it.
I had an older brother that would try to kill me sometimes.
It also does require that you're a bit of an extroverted kid.
To kick somebody? Yeah, I think.
Well, yeah, if you're really shy, you're not going to run up and kick someone for no reason.
I never did that. I was raised properly.
Well, yeah, I didn't kick people for no reason, but if there was like
But look,
everyone had their response, you know, their bad childish response. Some kids were just straight up biters, like
That is
like
true.
Cash. Cash was a well-renowned biter in the church when he was a little boy, for no reason.
makes sense.
This is a very slow podcast.
We just have some.
Nope, time's
some
moving
nice
just
quiet
as
moments.
fast as all the other.
Yeah.
I think the last
Really
one
kind
was just too good.
What, the weird smell one?
No, the kissing cousins one. The last episode.
Oh, the podcast.
Yeah.
Kissing cousins.
Yeah.
We didn't ever mention that.
Did you kiss my sister? Did you kiss? Are you admitting to kissing my sister right now?
We never mentioned that. Where'd you get that?
You just raised your hand.
Me?
Yeah, he said it. You said it. I did.
No. You notice how I dropped it after you asked the question.
Yeah, because you saw me looking.
Because you got outed. It was just
absolutely not. I have kissed you, Josh.
I was never mad about this.
You're a cousin. I've kissed you on the cheek.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Wait, kissing your sister or you?
What?
No!
What?
The last thing you mentioned, baby. Why are you...
That was never brought up. Why did you say that?
because in my mind, I'm throwing out reasons like kissing cousins and I raise my hand. What? Next. I was so confused by you saying that. It took me a second to process.
Oh, that was...
You do see his hat, right, Josh?
His hat? I do see his hat.
I love that hat.
I know. We were going back and forth on whether or not one of us was going to get the hat for a couple weeks.
Yeah, as Josh is like, I probably shouldn't spend the money right now. I'm like, I'll spend the money right now.
All right, I'll spend my money right now.
I can have something that Josh wants. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
out of questions.
That was the last question.
What time? What are we at on time? Are we doing okay?
We're almost an hour. We're 52 minutes.
Okay. I would think we should talk about is I think we should talk about some of our 4th of July plans and go over what we're going to be doing here. Yes. The short one in the back.
That's a question. I'm not. Why am I in the back of the bus?
He doesn't get the call back.
No, I get the call back.
No, he doesn't get the call back.
Yeah, short one in the back. I know. I know that was on one of our podcasts, and then my response was
that was the first podcast.
The first episode.
That was the first podcast.
That was like the opening line to the first podcast.
Oh, got it.
Not a fan. Not a real fan.
Mason, I'm trying to figure out.
He doesn't even listen.
I don't. I was trying to figure out because Mason put in. Was it the public chat for our Discord for Wisdom Vacuum? Logan's crash out on the RC episode was valid. When did I crash out?
He didn't even say Logan's. He said at you valid crash out on the RC episode. So I think is he talking about your crash out or just the crash out?
No. I think us getting angry at RC for not liking Wendy's
or Taco Bell.
Taco Bell
was the main.
Yeah, we're getting.
But he said,
we're getting upset that he got upset about putting his Taco Bell in S.
That's why I said which one, because there was a couple crash outs in that episode.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, what RC episode? Because there have been multiple. So
it was the most recent one for sure.
I was trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't think I crashed out, and then I'm like, maybe I've been known to. Yeah.
What?
I'm losing it tonight. It's not going well.
He's been known to,
Move on. Okay,
same, brother. Same.
4th of July plans.
So far the only plan we have. We can't even do the hot mustard thing because James isn't going to be there.
Well, you can.
I mean, I can, but James was like the main offender with the hot mustard thing.
What was it? A spoonful?
He'll understand through your reaction.
Yeah, but I don't want to suffer without him. I want him to suffer too.
Oh, you're not going to suffer. It's fine.
No, you suffer.
It's light work, as I think you
You
said.
don't suffer.
So yeah, there's a couple things. The one thing that we are for sure doing is we're finally going to do the group saltines and milk testing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a thing.
That is the big thing.
It's a thing.
what else? We had some other things that we were thinking about doing. I was thinking, what if we pseudo vlog the whole occurrence, little moments here and there, and cut them up into a big thing for the viewers?
We could. I
The
mean,
funniest moments.
Yeah. 4th of July meeting funny moments.
we could do that instead.
Wisdom vacuum 4th funny moments, maybe. Tent funny moments. We can't show those.
No.
We can't show those.
No. We'll get canceled.
Those are for the boys. There will be recordings just for the boys.
Yeah, we could.
But yeah,
we could do that.
So
we could have
we're gonna
all separate phones and all different angles.
Yeah.
And people
You know what? Last year for the 4th, I took 2 pictures. Both of them were of salamanders.
That's just man trips.
Well,
both of them were of little lizards that I found.
My brother takes way more pictures than I do. Like I said, like I haven't taken a picture with my phone in like 3 months, and he's like, "Really?"
it's
Yeah.
it's my thing is like I don't even take. I think I've taken like 2 or 3 selfies with my girlfriend. I don't take selfies. I don't take pictures whenever I'm out doing stuff. That doesn't matter to me because I can remember moments. I can do that. Just because it's on my phone, guess what? Majority of the photos that people take, they forget about.
Well, yeah,
They don't scroll back and go, yes, this was a great memory. Besides, like my mom and my dad, like older generation, they do that. Younger generation, they forget about pictures.
I don't very
like
few
that.
times
like
where
taking pictures.
I think it's like something is like, oh, I need to take a picture of that. There's very few moments
like
where-
important enough.
Yeah. Or funny
I
enough.
don't care. I don't care that much about pictures. To me, I want to start taking more videos because there is so much hilarious stuff that happens when I'm with my friends that I was like, dude, I wish I had that on video.
Yeah, but you can't. It's hard to because it's spontaneous.
It's so spontaneous.
You
you have to always have your phone ready, and I just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just
Moment's
like
gone.
whenever, like what I think one of the funniest moments that happened to me, like in the past couple days, was whenever we were all playing Sea of Thieves last night, and we were getting in these huge like ship battles, and we were running everywhere, and we were doing everything, and trying to figure out if we're sinking, we're plugging holes. Cannonballs are flying everywhere, and then Joseph just out of nowhere. Am I ever gonna be able to finish my cooking? I thought that was the funniest thing ever because it reminded me of like a mother.
You and me laughed at that for a good minute.
Yes, there's no way to just be like Joseph, say something dumb. It's natural for Joseph to do that. I'm figuring out, and it was just hilarious. You can't clip.
Yeah.
You can't prep for that.
You'd have to have a camera on all like full time. We'd have to get like a chest mount GoPro, and then it's just like, okay, well now you're just that guy. Especially at a 4th meeting, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you could take a video after like we get to like where we're hiking to, and do like a post game hike and see all of us just completely dead from hiking. Because I think most of us are going to kind of be out of shape. Me and Josh,
pretty
at
chill
least.
hikes.
You know what I would love to have? I would love to have a camcorder. So it's not like your phone, it's like a dedicated camcorder thing. I really love the like 90s cam. Yes, I love you. I love you.
Yes, dude. I was hoping you saw it. Moving on.
I love the filters that you'll see on videos sometimes where it looks like 90s camcorder footage and has a little date and time at the bottom. Dude, it's such a vibe. Okay, I love you too.
Okay. As long as
I would love to have like a dedicated camcorder, so it's not like you're just whipping out your phone or having your phone on all the time. It's like I've got the camcorder with me. Hilarity is happening, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, I'm having. There's so many thoughts that were just running through my head. You're talking about plans for fourth week.
Yeah.
Fourth week is going. It's going to be so much fun next week, but it's going to be super stressful for me. I feel like I'm going to have fun. Well, I was thinking about it because there's so many things that I want to do, especially with Josh coming down. You know, I really love that that Gavin's coming down and my girlfriend's coming down, her sister, and they're being part of the fourth. So we have people coming all the way down from Texas, especially people who I'm involved with in a relationship with. It's great. But Josh coming, I'm like, yeah, you know, Josh and Gavin, it's the boys. We could do whatever, whenever. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm
we
like,
can
okay,
do all kinds of stuff.
I'm like, we're gonna get into so much trouble. And I'm like, okay, Monday, I go to work for a full day. Probably gonna have to work some overtime there. And then Tuesday, I probably am gonna have to go in even earlier for work because I'm leaving at 2:00 to go pick up Gavin from the airport. I'm taking Wednesday off and hanging out with I think Jacob's gonna hang out with us, but Jacob and Gavin and I are gonna hang out, and then I gotta go get a haircut Wednesday morning as well. And then Wednesday, I got to pick both the girls up from the airport, go to church. We're going to hang out after that.
And Josh
Thursday
and Joseph
drive to the fourth.
will be there or get there Wednesday.
Maybe
so
not
we've been thinking,
but a lot just happening in a week.
We've been thinking about, because originally the plan was we were going to grab the rental car to drive up there Tuesday night or evening so that we could take off early Wednesday morning. But I'm going to have to go get Joseph and drop him off at the rental place. So if I'm already driving to Manteca, we're kind of like playing with the idea that maybe we'll just leave as soon as we get the rental car Tuesday night, drive through the night, and be there Wednesday, like really early. Honestly, no, because let's say we get the car at 6, we'd be getting there at like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there, take a nap, and then we got a bunch of the day. We got way more of the day to play with. I don't know.
We could go.
We still also
be cool.
We could go get lunch. We still also have. We still also have the following week's Monday to play with as well.
True. I was thinking about trying to take that day off, and then they threatened to murder me at work. So, yeah.
Well,
because I'm already taking. No, well, the guys that I have, they'll have nobody as acting manager besides my manager, and he already has another crew to run. So it's like he's really helping me out, and the company's like, okay, you can take off these couple days, and then I kind of messed with them with the idea of taking Monday off to test the waters, and she was like, I'm going to kill you. The owner of the company was like, I'm going to kill you if you don't come in Monday because we're going to need you. And so I'm
it's
like,
playful,
okay.
but also like we kind of like we do
it's
need
very
you to come in.
It's very stressful for them, and also it is stressful for me because if I don't show up and something's wrong and they just continue doing it Monday, then it's kind of like,
oh yeah,
what are you idiots doing on Tuesday?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think I'll be able to do that. But Monday night,
yeah,
I got that.
Honestly, I'm mostly excited. What's I feel like is the most fun part to record, if we were to try and record something, is just the driving. Like funny stuff happens in the car,
and I won't
like
even be with you guys while driving.
I know that's the worst part is you're not going to be riding with us.
But I want to go to leave early enough on Thursday, and I want to take all the people in my car to Bonneville Dam and see underwater and everything. So I think you guys should do that too, and we could video Bonneville Dam and do some crazy stuff there. But
underwater, what do you mean?
So the dam, you can go downstairs and you can see all underwater. So like whenever the salmon are running, you can see hundreds of salmon swimming by.
Oh, it has like a plexiglass wall or something?
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool.
And then you can go like to the fish farm right across and use some quarters and feed all the trout and the salmon and everything that's in the water. And I'm like, that may be fun to like a halfway stop point. Leave early enough, halfway stop point, and just show the girls and Gavin and the other guys Bonneville Dam. And I'm like, that'll be fun. Because
the drive between North Plains and Odell is a gorgeous drive all the way there. It seems like most of the way there. So and then last time we had such a packed car because it was me, James, Joseph, and Jacob. And Jacob and me were in the back seat, and he was pretty much in my lap the whole ride there. So because we had so much cargo that we were hauling. So I'm right here.
It was the whole back full, and then one of the seats.
No, I'm right here, and Jacob is like half cheek on my seat, half cheek on the other, on like the middle seat, and he's tucked up under my arm right here the whole way there, and I'm like this, trying to give him space the whole way there. And we had that entire drive, we had sticky hands, and we were just launching sticky hands at each other. So
I got smacked in the eyeball with a sticky hand.
Even during the meeting, like we had sticky hands the whole time, and it was great. But in the middle of the car ride, someone would be sitting in the front and be like, and just throw one at the back, or we'd hit someone.
Then I made the mistake of giving Joseph a suction cup punching bag, and then Josh took that and put it on the window. And just wouldn't stop hitting it over and over and over again.
Joseph?
No, you.
Was I hitting it a bunch? I don't remember.
Yes, there was.
I remember the suction cup bag. I didn't remember if I hit it a bunch.
Joseph, or making James very annoyed by how much you were punching it.
Oh, well, James can take a hike. Gets annoyed at everything. And then we drove. James taught us this game where you're supposed to hold your breath when you go through a tunnel.
Yep.
So we were like, "Oh, cool, a tunnel. Hold your breath." And I'm sitting here like this, and I feel Jacob go and hold his breath, and I'm like, 1, 2, bah! And I punch him right in the stomach, and he's just like dead. I was like, "Dude, that would be so good to have on camera."
I'm trying to figure out
with the boys.
Anything super funny happened at the actual meeting. Like, not the drive there, not the drive back. If anything funny actually happened at the meeting, like with all of us as a group, I don't remember.
There's a lot of sticky hands.
Yeah.
That's what I can remember. I don't know what we did as a group.
I mean, there was like the hike to the lake.
Yeah. There was Joseph falling in the water.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Joseph fell in. I wasn't there when he did. I walked up and he was already soaked.
I forgot what happened. He fell in a weird way.
He fell in the water.
Yeah, but
it's Joseph. It just
I don't remember
happened.
how.
Well, there was water.
Well,
he fell in.
Is there anything else?
We played a lot of cornhole.
That's the only thing I could think of is a lot of cornhole. You're good at cornhole, Logan.
Me and not me and I. Ellie
you myself are pretty good.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Ellie and Kira Odell's brother. I don't know why I'm blanking. Chase.
Yeah, he's pretty good at everything.
I think we won like 7 games in a row against other people. We lost one, and then we continued our run. And I'm like, these aren't even good cornhole like sets. And I finally got warmed up enough, and I'm like, I'm looking forward to that very much this year, because if I can get back into it, then me and my dad are trying to figure out a tournament to do this year again. We did a very bad tournament at one point, and it was just like nothing was super regulated. It was bad boards, like very flimsy boards, like, cornhole board. It's at an angle. Much. Well, it was at an angle, and the legs were here, and the legs folded up. So if you hit the board too hard, it just falls. And then they would just set it back up, and we're like, okay. And a cornhole board is supposed to have a certain like slickness to it for regulation. Mm-hmm. Like, you set the bag up top at an angle whenever you lift it up, and you keep lifting it up and lifting it up. And then as soon as it starts to slide, it's supposed to be at that perfect angle. Regulation bags, each bag was off weight. And so me and my dad are like, this is dumb. We lost the tournament.
Oh, yeah, I remember. There was really heavy bag.
We lost the tournament at at that place, and then we're like, this is so dumb. And ever since then, me and Dad are like, we want to do an actual tournament because we play everything regulation out in the yard. We practice for regulation. We even figured out what regs they were using at that tournament. We switched our playing style to play that style. Yeah. And we still lost because their boards weren't regulated, the bags weren't. So me and my dad are like, we're going to try to get into a real tournament this year because we're pretty decent whenever we practice left. For the summer, we practiced almost like every day or every other day leading up to that tournament for like a month. And it was like, we got good. So we kind of, at fourth, we were like, this is our time. And then the bags there were terrible and the boards were terrible. So I'm hoping for good ones this year.
I love that cornhole is like the new horseshoes.
Yeah, it's everybody who used to play horseshoes growing up. Like my dad built a horseshoe pit in our yard in Forest Grove.
Yeah, because that's the difference is you don't have to have a pit. Like you can take it anywhere because you don't have to have a pit. And of course, people have always just stuck a stake in the ground and thrown stuff at it without the pit and played without a pit. But it's not the same thing. With cornhole, you can actually just set up anywhere as long as it's flat ground.
Everywhere. Yeah, and you can even shorten it or make it different. But it's I think cornhole is just a lot more flexible, and I think people are really starting to. It's the new backyard game. I think.
Yeah.
Like there used to be ladder ball and horseshoes and what were some of the other ones that I used to play?
Right now, the two big ones are cornhole and spike ball. Those are like the two
is really
big.
Popular.
Yeah.
I don't move very quick, so spike ball is not my thing.
Lawn darts. That's the one we need to bring back.
We need to bring back paintball games, dude. We need to bring that back. But looking forward to cornhole.
I've been thinking for a long time about making cornhole boards, like custom cornhole boards, and especially because I know I could get them. I would take the time to actually get them right. Build them well, get them right. Goodness. Yeah. So it's like I know I absolutely know people would buy them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, fun stuff at Fourth. Everybody should come here.
Yeah,
a lot more people coming this year too. A lot. I think almost everyone from Auburn is coming this year.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Mason's coming now, and he's bringing some people.
Mason's
coming.
Dude, I was telling Jacob, I'm like, Josh needs to see if Mason will come with him, or you had mentioned it or something.
He was saying like, I can't because of work.
Yeah, so he was up in the air about it, and then I heard just out of nowhere someone talking about Mason who was riding with Mason to Fourth, and they mentioned Oregon, and I was like, wait, Mason's going to Oregon? They're like, yeah, he's getting a rental. There's people riding with him. So yeah, Mason's coming to Fourth now.
Mason's getting a rental?
Yeah.
I think he's either getting a rental. All I know is people are riding with him.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not old enough to get a rental.
Well, he just has to pay more to get a rental.
Oh, well.
But either way, they're coming to Fourth. I don't know if Mason was using one of their vehicles. I don't know which one it would be because I think all their vehicles are trucks for the most part, so you can't carry that many people. But either way, yeah, Mason's coming. He's bringing some people. I don't know who from Oakdale's coming down, but
yeah,
there's going to be a nice turnout this year.
Should be.
Have you heard if Levi's coming?
They're not coming.
They're not coming this year.
Oh,
but I think that wraps up this episode.
Yeah, I think we've said enough.
More than enough.
Too much.
Leave comments. All of you viewers, leave comments for us. We need engagement. We need to know that we are loved.
Maybe even specific Fourth questions that we might answer.
Dude, yeah, that's an even better idea. We're going to have an episode that we record live in person at the Fourth. If there's specific stuff you want to see happen, you want us to do together or do to each other in that episode.
And even like, there's going to be people here that we know personally, people who have interacted with the Discord, with the channel, things like that. You want to see certain people, not for a full episode, but like, we want to see this person and we want you to ask them this question or something like that. We could do multiple, like just video, like on our phones for that
That's
segment.
what I mean.
Just ask people random questions, involve people. Yeah. So
yeah,
we can
I
do
think
that
we're
too.
probably gonna do a bunch of podcast related stuff and have like not a true vlog, but a clip compilation from the
it's gonna be
fourth meeting.
It's gonna be a fourth
So-
compilation.
Leave all your comments and interaction for that, and we'll do everything we can.
All right. Well, we'll see you then.
Till next year.
Bye.